the other. So you said, was it hard on her for all this mess with Leonard? Of course.
Yeah.
But boy, she had a backbone, and just go back to
She
work.
seemed even as Granny Gus. I mean, she seemed very independent.
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
an independent soul, and
Yeah.
she said what she thought and didn't care what anybody else thought, and,
Yeah,
what she was going to say or what she said. So.
But when she came to live with us, she never opened her face with the kids, in the way of, really, you should be doing this, sissy,
Yeah.
because of this and that. She never opened her mouth.
Really?
She was not dumb in any way. She was very, very smart. So that was why she became a nurse.
Wow. So.
Thank God.
So she becomes a nurse. She's nursing.
Yeah.
She meets Leonard. Has you guys.
Yeah.
You guys. Has you and
Of
Marilyn.
course.
And
She goes on with her life.
so she goes on with her life. Leonard is left back in Detroit.
Yeah.
You come back to Seattle. Marilyn comes back to Seattle. Now, what's it like growing up on Capitol Hill, you and Marilyn together? Now that you're back together as kids.
We're not on Capitol Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry, in Queen Anne,
And at the foot of Queen Anne.
the foot of Queen Anne in Seattle.
We're fine. She's there. Don't worry about it. It always happens. It's just a picture, and it's in a frame. It never breaks.
Okay.
And we go to school. We go to Sacred Heart School. Oh no! First, how was that? Let me think. I have to backtrack. We're in the house, and Mother rents a couple of rooms out upstairs, but they had a hot plate, and that's all they did. I remember it vaguely. And how did that happen? Mr. and Mrs. Dahl were getting too old, and there were 2 kids now, and so they gave it up. And Mother put Marilyn and I at Holy Names boarding school.
Now that was when I wanted to get to that. I'd heard that you went to
Well, you asked how it was.
Yeah.
So that's the beginning of it. We're there that summer, but that September we go to boarding school.
How old were you?
I was 5.
5.
So Marilyn's in the 2nd grade, and or is it the 1st grade? No, she's in 2nd grade. Now I'm 5, but I'm not old enough for 1st grade, and there was no kindergarten.
Oh.
So to take care of me during the day, they put me in the back row of the 1st grade. So I'm there, and I have color crayons, I'm sure, because I had to sit there all day.
Yeah.
And I suppose I listened to what was going on. Never opened my mouth, you just didn't do that. And the next year, I'm jumping ahead, suddenly I'm in the 1st grade. I'm in the 2nd grade. I skipped all the 1st grade. I'm in the 2nd. I don't know how the nuns managed that, but that's another story. So we're in boarding school. Now, how was it? She finally got a family to come into the big house, move in with 2 boys, and they're older than I, not by much. Not by much. The youngest was just a year older, and the next boy was a year older than Marilyn. It's a little tricky, which is another long story. So we leave boarding school. Mother's just scraping it together, and boarding school cost. So she got this woman and free rent to take care of us. So we're upstairs, and they're downstairs, but she cooks for us, and we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But by that time, it's what school? Denny Hill has been taken down along with Sacred Heart School and Church. So for us to go to a Catholic school, we had to go to St. Anne's at the top of the hill. But we didn't mind at all. We didn't know the difference. We'd climb that hill every morning.
Yeah.
And we'd run all the way down back home, practically running, or all the different times running. And we found the different ways to get up there to St. Anne's, different routes. So it was kind of an adventure. And that's the way it was with Marilyn and I.
So the boarding school, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Don't you stay at the boarding school?
Yes, yes.
But
lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay, so you lived there, and then, but when did, and that was Holy Names?
Mm-hmm.
Holy Names Boarding School, and that was a grade school at the time.
Yes.
And then you went to St. Anne's was that high school?
No,
no
grade school. Because first grade there, and then the next year we're back home.
Oh, okay.
With this family, and we go up to St. Anne's for me in the second grade and Marilyn in the third grade.
Okay, so no more boarding school.
No more boarding school.
Okay, just that 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. I thought it was
longer than that. We were there
summer
and winter, so we were there that winter and that summer, all alone. Yeah. The other boarders had all gone. Of course, I thought that place was the Grand Central Station and multiplied by 10 because it was so big. And
yeah.
I was just a little kid, 5 years old. I remember Mother coming and getting us on the weekend, not always, and we'd go to the Roycroft Theater to the movies.
Oh, yeah?
And, God, we'd... what's his name? Oh, the swashel and buckle guy. Fairbanks. And the old silent movies, semi, and I forget if they were talkies. I don't know. Maybe they were. I didn't know. And I'd look over and poor old Mother would be asleep. God, she's working.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Working hard.
And nursing in those days was 12-hour shifts, 7 to 7. Yes, sir.
How many days a week was she working?
Well, you worked when you were on duty.
Oh, yeah.
Until the patient got better, or...
I guess there really wasn't a 40-hour work week like there is now.
God, not then.
No.
But they got paid quite well.
Yeah.
Quite well. But you didn't always have a case to work. You were on call. Once you got the patient dead or dismissed, you went home and sat around waiting for the phone to ring on call.
And financially things were rough because Leonard had invested poorly.
Well, she was broke by that time.
She was broke. All the money was gone.
And the house has been mortgaged. It was owned by Julia, lock, stock, and barrel. Boy, no question about that. She and I have her receipt book in the pile of things with that lovely... to me, it's a European script, but I don't know. She was born here and in like Minnesota, but it's
almost like a calligraphy.
You have to look at it carefully to make it out, and okay. I just treasure that. It's in her handwriting, and I thought, ooh.
Penmanship.
She kept the rents from, and some strange name, and the rents for this one, because she rented out this big house that was a boarding house. Okay, where were we?
We're all over the place, but that's good. I want to save this one.